welcome to Culture here on 924 News. I'm Oded Grober, and we have a wonderful show for you today. We'll discuss the big winners and losers of this year's Golden Globes. We'll talk about a special supplement to Wallpaper magazine dedicated to Israeli design. And a look at the rise, fall, and possible return of John Galliano. We begin by summing up Sunday's night's Golden Globes. Here to help me with that is Shachar Peled. Great to have you.
Hi, Oded. Happy to be here.
So, what do you think?
Yes, the 72nd
I enjoyed it.
Annual Golden Globe opening the award season. I actually enjoyed it very much this time, even though it was on a more sober note, I might say, showing support, of course, to the victims of the terror attacks in Paris. On the red carpet, we could see George Clooney and his wife, Amala Al-Boudin, Helen Mirren, Kathy Bates, Diane Kruger, holding signs, Je suis Charlie, wearing pins, reading Je suis Charlie, and even George Clooney in his Cecile B. DeMille speech of his speech of the award dedicated it to this incident. Let's see.
Today was an extraordinary day. There were millions of people that marched, not just in Paris, but around the world. And they were Christians and Jews and Muslims. They were leaders of countries all over the world. And they didn't march in protest. They marched in support of the idea that we will not walk in fear. We won't do it. So, Je suis Charlie. Thank you.
I have a feeling his wife wrote that pic for him.
It might be true. Anyway, George Clooney to president. Must be true. I must say that I was quite pleased with the Hollywood Foreign Press choices this year. As you said, it was clearly the night of Boyhood, Best Drama, Best Director for Richard Linklater, and Best Supporting Actress for Patricia Arquette. But that's more or less where the surprise ended. That was no surprise.
Yeah, the obvious choice.
Yes, the obvious choice ended there. The surprises began when Grand Budapest Hotel took Best Comedy of the Year.
Yeah, why? What would you have...
Well, I think the heavy favorite was Birdman this year, and although some might think it's not
Budapest Hotel was a very close second.
It's true, but Birdman, though some might say it's not really a comedy, it still was a heavy favorite, and here this quirky, colorful, released in March of Wes Anderson was not really one of the runner-ups. Another surprise came in the form of Eddie Redmayne, triumphed for his portrayal as Stephen Hawking, beating big shots as Benedict Cumberbatch and Steve Carell. We must say that his chances are slim for, let's say, a continuously lucky strike in the rest of the awards season, but he definitely deserved this prize.
Stole it from Steve Carell.
Yes, sadly. Moving on to the women, in fact. Let's start with our hosts, our lovely hosts. Last time we're going to see Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, sadly, on stage. They hosted the third and last performance, and I think some did say it was a dry performance, but I kind of liked it. They were not shy from throwing Bill Cosby under the bus.
So if it's not your thing...
Yes, but they did, face Bill Cosby and the interview in North Korea in quite a witty way. So I wouldn't say anything bad about that. But Julianne Moore was Best Actress in a Drama. She actually was nominated twice for both comedy and drama.
Lost to Amy Adams.
Yes,
in the
Amy
Adams,
exactly for.
Definitely a good year for her.
Yes, and she portrayed a professor suffering from the Alzheimer's disease in Still Alice, and this was a great year for her. And we're moving on to the snubs. Although Birdman did take Best Screenplay and Michael Keaton for Best Actor, it was considered one of the losers, but not as bad as Foxcatcher, which went away with nothing, and The Imitation Game. It was the hopeful of the Weinstein Company, and it went away without Picture Actor, Supporting Actress, Screenplay, and Score, nothing home.
Two words about Israel's connection to this whole thing.
Unsurprising loss to get in the foreign section, losing to Leviathan, the Russian favorite. But there was a source of comfort and pride for Israel, Chagai Levy, in the TV section, winning The Affair, overcoming Game of Thrones and House of Cards.
So a very
kind of
surprising
win.
as well.
True.
Thank you so much, Shachar.
Thank you, Oded.
In a moment, we'll hear about the special issue of Wallpaper magazine dedicated to Israel. But first, here's our cultural recommendation for the day.
Henry Toulouse-Lautrec, certainly among the greatest illustrators of his time and a pioneer of early advertising. For the 150th anniversary of his birth, the Kunstforum in Vienna brings together some of his famous works. For the first time in Austria, paintings, posters, and lithographs. Audiences can also discover the lesser-known Toulouse-Lautrec. Paintings in soft colors and intimate form of portraying human psychology, and drawings with pen and pencil. The connections and contrastings of different models of expression, themes, and concept are a reflection of the artist's complex figure. On the brink between the 19th and 20th century, a unique show which illuminates new aspects of one of the greatest pioneers of modernism.
Renowned design and architecture magazine Wallpaper has created a special supplement to their January issue all about Israeli design. It's titled Israel Revealed, and it features artists, architects, fashion designers, and even a chef. The special supplement was produced in collaboration with the Israeli company Caesar Stone. I'm very happy to have its CEO, Yos Shiran, in the studio to tell us all about it. Thanks for coming in, Yos.
Thank you.
So how did this initiative come about?
So Caesarstone operates globally, and we present in few exhibitions around the world. And in this way, our roads crossed with Wallpaper.
Right.
And we became to know each other, and we thought that it could be a good idea.
Yeah, and why for Caesarstone? Why would you collaborate with Wallpaper? Why Wallpaper? I'm sure there are many other publications as well.
I think Wallpaper is a well-known fashion and design magazine, and Caesarstone is very interested and has a thorough understanding about design, and we have a very common areas for collaboration.
Yeah. Now let's take a moment and watch a clip from an interview with Wallpaper editor Tony Chambers, who's talking about why he chose to focus on Israel.
Yeah.
My name is Tony Chambers. I'm editor-in-chief of Wallpaper magazine. Israel has been on Wallpaper's radar since the very beginning of the magazine, some 17, 18 years ago. It's a small country with big talent. It's had a nascent design scene for many years, but now that's really come to a maturity. This is probably the most extensive survey we've done of contemporary Israel. 16 pages of what we think is the best the country has to offer with design, architecture, fashion, and food.
So, Yos, what do you find that's unique about Israeli design?
I think Israel as a young nation and very virtuous does not comply specifically with certain rules or certain streams in design, but operates quite free. And in conjunction with that, very modern. So there is something special. There is also a lot of talent in Israel, and you know, when you mix all that, you get interesting design and ideas.
Yeah. And how did you go about? I mean, I'm sure Wallpaper did most of the work, but were you involved in choosing the architects and designers for this project?
No, we were not. We just helped initially to Wallpaper to understand, in general, how the country operates and where can they go and see things. But
made some introductions.
It was their, it was their choices.
All right. Yeah. You know, I noticed when I looked through it that there are very well-respected and some well-known architects there as well, like Ilan Pivko, Irit Exelrod, all deserving this spotlight. But they are kind of well-established already, not very young. I'm curious, how do you support the young generation of designers and architects in Israel?
So I think what interesting about Wallpaper, according to what we saw, is that they got a very good eye on rising stars, And I think in all what they do, and by the way, we also hear recommendations sometimes from them with what artists or designers should we collaborate.
And we should say you collaborate with a lot of different designers.
With a lot of
on
different,
a lot of different projects.
some of them well established, some of them, as I said, rising stars, or just in their infancy stages. So yeah, I think Wallpaper did their research and their conclusions, and this is what you see is this result.
Yeah. Now, you know, Caesarstone has been around since the 1980s, if I'm not mistaken.
87, yeah.
87, making quartz surfaces.
Yes.
But it seemed like it really took off around the time that you became its CEO, 2009, 2008. Give us a tip. What'd you do?
So I think Caesarstone started by the kibbutz Sdot Yam in 87, and they invented the idea of quartz, which is a revolution today in our field, in the countertop arena. And Caesarstone did very good way before I joined the company. I helped to develop it more. I think what we are doing in the last few years, we are concentrating on Caesarstone's strengths, which is design, quality, service, and global operation, and of course our brand. And we build the Caesarstone brand, and of course our products stand behind our brand. So,
yeah, you got to have that, no question. Last question. The project is wonderful. These are great designers who deserve their spot. But when you pick up this sort of supplement to a magazine, and there is the logo of a commercial company on it, can you understand if the audience will then be a little suspicious?
You are alluding to what? To Caesarstone involvement of that?
I'm talking about this collaboration between companies who are trying to make a profit, obviously, and publications and other journalists.
Yeah, we as Caesarstone, we didn't do it specifically for profit. Of course, we are a company, we are a profitable company that is looking for profits, but we also see ourselves as a bridge for talents in Israel to the global world.
Right.
And with this regard, on the contrary, you hardly see Caesarstone name. It's just behind the scene in a way, and it's okay with us as long as Israel benefits from that.
That is a very good reason to do it. Thank you so much, Yos.
Thank you very much.
Today is a very good day for John Galliano, who is making his comeback to the runway. Sandy Fortis brings us this look at his roller coaster career.
John Galliano's career started 25 years ago. For the past quarter of a century, the brilliant fashion designer has been on a roller coaster of ups and downs. The 90s were fundamental for Galliano in establishing a reputation for his originality. The Gibraltar-born British fashion designer moved to Paris, which proved to be an important step. Despite the obstacles, the designer managed to feel at home, particularly at the mansion of Saul Schlumberger in 1994, where he had already dressed some of the most important models of the moment, such as Naomi Campbell and Kate Moss. A crucial runway show. In 1995, Galliano signed with Givenchy. He could now create without having to worry about expenses. A year later, impressed by his talent, Bernard Arnault moved Galliano to Christian Dior. A magical time for the creator and also for the brand, since between 1998 and 2005, Dior tripled its sales thanks to Galliano's inventive creations. In April 2007, his right hand and closest friend, Stephen Robinson, died of a heart attack caused by drug use. This might be the beginning of Galliano's descent to rock bottom. Everything was about to get worse for the designer. In February of 2011, the British tabloid The Sun shared a video of Galliano clearly intoxicated. It showed the designer assaulting a customer at a coffee shop. Galliano exclaimed, "I love Hitler. People like you should be dead." The video cost him his job at Dior and his Legion of Honor award, revoked by French President François Hollande. After completing a stint at a rehab center in Arizona, John Galliano has resurfaced. In 2014, he slowly returned to the public eye, and last September, he was interviewed by journalist Maitena Biraven and expressed his regrets. Today, Galliano is back in the world of fashion. After the scandal, some have rejected and ignored him, but some of his friends stuck by him. Kate Moss asked him to create her wedding dress, and Anna Wintour, the famous editor of Vogue magazine, secured a short stay in Oscar de la Renta. Today, Renzo Rosso, owner of the OTB group, which includes Diesel, Victor and Rolf, Marni, and Margiela, is giving him a second chance. All eyes are on London, where the first Galliano Margiela collection is enthusiastically expected. Time will tell if Galliano will be accepted back into the fold of the fashion world.
That's it from us for today. I hope you enjoyed watching our show. Please join us again tomorrow.